morning, YouTube. This is me, all the way George Page. Coming to you live on YouTube. I was up this morning and I was just doing a little surfing as I usually do, and I saw this posted on Chris Cyborg's Instagram page. About some time ago, there was a fight, and it was a women's boxing match, and it was an up and coming fighter by the name of Jeanette Zacarias, if I got her name right, Jeanette Zacarias. And Janetta was an 18-year-old fighter from Mexico. Well, she was, she was knocked out in the fight in TKO, and she was sent to the hospital, and she was in a coma. Well, she posted that Janetta passed away today, and it's been some time ago, and it's sad, but it's this is part of the sport. It happens. And it shouldn't happen, especially when you're 18 and young and you got your life ahead of you. But people's going to use this as a way to say that women shouldn't be in boxing. Women shouldn't be in boxing. But the fact is, you know, men die in boxing. If any of you remember, as I said, I grew up as a boxing fan as a kid. The great Boo Boo Mancini. He was a legendary middleweight boxer. He was kind of like close to equivalent of Jake LaMotta, of the around about the 80s. And Bumu fought a guy. I forgot I think he was either Filipino or something. He was an Asian dude, and he beat the guy, knocked him out, and the guy died. And Boom Boom retired after that because of that death. That weighed heavy on him. But this is just one of the factors that happens in the sport. And sometimes some people say, well, she didn't have enough background. She didn't have this and this, that. It's just one of the dangers of the sport. And when you get into sport, you have to understand that. And I think Janetta understood it. And it's just sad to hear that someone young and had so much life ahead of her had to die. But you know what? This is the one thing we keep saying, that you have to respect her as an athlete and her commitment to the sport, you know. And maybe she shouldn't get in the ring. Maybe she shouldn't. Maybe she should have did something else. But she chose this sport. It didn't choose her. She chose it. And if anything, it said again, boxers have died in the ring before. Boxers have had comas. Boxers have mental issues because after the years of boxing. But that doesn't mean the sport is evil. You She looked like a beautiful young lady, and I think if she had survived, I think she would have had a great future in boxing. But it's just this is one of these things that happens in a sport, any sport. Basketball players have died. You remember the great Lynn Bias? He died playing basketball, and he was, well, with his situation, he was on drugs, and that's a side effect of any kind of sport. If you take legal drugs, eventually it will kill you. But she died an athlete on her feet, a warrior. And all warriors want to die in battle. You know, some warriors don't want to die old men sitting in the chair and thinking about, the regrets and the people they lost and the friends they lost. I'm not a fan of death, but death's part of life. But like I said, this was a beautiful young lady. And she, like I said, probably would have had a great future in the sport. But she's going to be missed. Now, I don't know if her family is going to do a GoFundMe or something like that, or because most, if you're not the top level professional athletes, you are living next to just scraping by, just like in MMA, and also in the sport of bodybuilding. As you know, there were some passes we had in my sport, and a lot of do donations to help them out. So if there's any GoFundMe or donation information, I'll put it into the video description later. I think because it's a different country, Mexico compared to America, I think they might do PayPal or, like I said, GoFundMe or something like that. It's all about money exchange, and also you got to remember the American dollar is double that down the other side of the border. But like I said, it's just a sad thing to see this, and But like I said, shout out to Jeanette Zacarias, and shout out to her opponent. Don't let this weigh heavy on you. It's just something that happens. It's not your fault. Don't take the blame, and don't feel like you're responsible. It's part of the sport. You were two athletes, two opponents. You were fighting. You just got the better of her, and it's just something that happens. It's nothing. It's nothing no one could have done. But like I said, don't feel guilty. Don't let this weigh heavy on your soul. Live your life. Live your life for her. And if you want to keep fighting, keep fighting. Make yourself a better opponent. Make yourself a better boxer in her memory and in respect for who she was. Don't quit just because of what happened. It's just one of these things that happen. Anyway, like I said, if I get any more information, I'll put in the description. And I just, my prayers and hearts goes to her family. Vaya con Dios, Jeanette. It's me all the way, George Page. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.